Hey, what's up guys? In this video, I want to briefly talk about the new upcoming Radenso RC and kind of how it's expected to compare to the competition. In short, it's got great performance, good filtering, it's got the GPS functionality like your low speed muting and your GPS lockouts. It can integrate with the laser jammer if you want, but it's designed to be run completely standalone. And in this video, I want to talk about how it compares to the other standalone remote mount radar detectors. I don't want to focus so much on the ones that require a laser jammer, like the Net Radar, for example. I want to focus on the ones that are completely standalone. Now, as far as the different options that are out there, let's run through them real quick. The least expensive one is the Whistler Pro 3700. It's based off the same platform as the CR93, so really not that good performance. It retails for $479, so the price is really low, but the performance is not there, which is why we never really talk about it or test it or anything. You've got the Radenso HT Plus with the Beltronics 975. You can do that. That costs only $699. It's a basic platform. It's, alerts, BSM filtering, and, high performance and whatnot, but no GPS, no display for frequency display, no lockouts, no low-speed muting, just pretty much detecting radar and a mute button, and you got band segmentation and whatnot, but a pretty basic setup. That retails for $699. The next one is going to be the K40 option, the RL200i. That retails for $1099. Unfortunately, the performance of that one is not that great either, and so no enthusiast runs it or recommends it. That's the K40 system. The next one is going to be the Beltronics STi-R Plus. That retails for $1299. Unfortunately, that one's actually been discontinued. It's no longer available, but it was Escort's only standalone remote mount detector. They did the 9500 Ci, but that comes with laser jammers. The radar detector only, the STi-R Plus, was $1299. Great performance, not so good BSM filtering, but you've got automatic GPS lockouts, red light camera alerts, all that kind of stuff. The Plus platform is actually being replaced by the Max CI and Max CI 360. There currently is no standalone remote mount radar detector version of that detector, so that's why it's not being included here. Those have laser jammer, so we're not going to be including those. Now, as far as the Stinger VIP, that starts at $2,790. $2,790 is the retail price for one antenna. If you want to get a second antenna, the rear antenna, that's going to be another $1,500, so you're looking at $4,290. Now, there is a 10% off coupon you can get. That'll bring it down to $2,511 for a single antenna and $3,861, $2,500 and $3,800, let's call it that. So let's say $2,500 for your standard Stinger setup as far as what you'd actually pay. Now, how does this guy compare? Because this is really, I think the closest competitor is going to be the Stinger, because the Stinger also has good performance and GPS lockouts and BSM filtering and all that kind of stuff. Compatibility with laser jammers if you want, MRCD detection, this guy can do it too. So I think really the only direct competitor on the market at this point as far as a standalone radar detector is going to be the Stinger VIP. Now, Radenso HT Plus, or sorry, this RC, the price of this guy is going to retail for $1399. If you want to get the MRCD version, and we're going to include that one because the Stinger has MRCD detection, so we want to do as close to apples comparison, that'll be $1499. So Stinger, with the 10% off, you're at $2,500. This guy, you're going to be at $1,500. So it's basically $1,000 less for this guy, which also has high-end performance. I'm not totally sure on the BSM filtering. The Stinger's probably a little bit better than this guy, but I'm not totally sure. The Stinger has auto lockouts, which for me currently aren't working properly. So for me, it's manual lockouts right now. This guy also does manual lockouts. It also does red light camera alerts. It also has the removable magnetic display. So, I mean, as far as RDD immune, the Stinger is completely RDD immune. This one is almost RDD immune, not totally, but almost. So I'm actually kind of wondering what the competitive advantages are for the Stinger for that extra $1,000. What if we take a look at the rear antenna? For the Stinger, it's an extra $1,500 for the rear antenna. For the Radenso, it's an extra $500 for the rear antenna, or an extra $600 if you go for the MRCD version. So an extra $900 to $1,000 on top of the already $1,000 price differential to get the rear antenna. So if you want rear antennas, you're looking at about a $2,000 price difference between the Stinger and the Radenso RC. So that also really begs the question of what's the competitive advantage of the Stinger compared to the Radenso RC. I'm not totally sure, to be perfectly honest, and yeah. So anyway, I don't know. I think this guy is going to be very compelling for that reason as well. I mean, we'll have to see how this guy compares. You know, how well are the lockouts? Are they finally have that nailed down? I'm not totally sure. There's still a lot to be figured out here with this guy. You know, the American firmware hasn't even been finished for this guy yet, so it's definitely too early to, you know, say how it lands, of course, but just kind of what I would expect based on what we know from the STi Plus, what's expected with the RC, and what all we've seen before. I think this guy's going to be a very compelling platform for those of you guys who want a standalone remote mount radar detector. Of course, if we start integrating laser jammers, that starts to, you know, complicate things a bit further. Do you want K40's laser jammers, or do you want ALPs, or do you want Stingers, or, you know, if you do that, then you have the option for the net radar, and, you know, you could do this with the ALP. Like, that starts to make things even more complex. If we take a look at just the standalone radar detectors, I think this guy's going to be very appealing. I mean, you know, just kind of review, like Whistler, no. The 975 version of the STi Plus, get the new version with the lockouts and whatnot, definitely worth it. I mean, it is a big price differential, $699 versus $1399. What is that, a $700 difference for GPS and updated display and potential for arrows and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, definitely a jump for this guy to get, you know, the new display and whatnot. But for the extra features, I think they're really helpful if you're going to have this permanently installed. Now, as far as the K40, $1099, performance isn't there. For an extra $300, you can get this guy. So, you know, definitely recommend this guy over the K40. The Plus, STi-R Plus, discontinued. BSM filtering is not there. And the Stinger, for an extra $1,000, I'm sure there's differences. I may not be thinking about them right now. Like, you know, it's got a different display, big color LCD and whatnot. So anyways, I think this is going to be a very direct competitor with the Stinger VIP, and that's one of the reasons why this is looking really interesting. So I don't want to say this is like making the Stinger useless. That's by no means what I'm wanting to say, but I think as far as the competitive advantages of the Stinger with the introduction of the RC, that's definitely going to complicate things for Stinger and make this guy look even more appealing, you know? So anyways, that's kind of my initial thoughts of what I'm anticipating as far as the Radenso RC and how it's going to compare to, well, all the other standalone remote mount radar detectors. So much more to come once I get this guy installed in my car. We start doing testing, see how well this guy fares, you know, firmware updates start being released, all the standard stuff, you know. But in any event, this is kind of my take on kind of what I anticipate the RC being like and how it should compare to the competition. So anyways, let me know your thoughts. Like, what do you guys think about, you know, the RC and how it compares to the competition? Do you think it's a good deal? Is it an interesting detector? Do you want maybe something else entirely? You know, I'm curious to hear what you guys think. So anyways, that's kind of my initial take on what I expect with the RC compared to the competition. So anyways, let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.